What's Popetano? My community requests and Papa Hank delivers the Machete Wraith. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay against level 9199 Steel Path enemies on Warframe, and I am sure most of you didn't expect and didn't see this coming. So, like, sub, comment, let's go. Before you build your weapons or Warframes, I highly recommend you check Warframe Wiki. There is a lot of information the game doesn't tell you, and I hope one day DE just copy this, paste it in game so the new players and veterans can improve and learn about their builds. Now, as always, before I build my weapons and my Warframes, I rely on my method DVS. This stands for how you're dealing damage, what elements you're using, what's the faction you'll be fighting, as you treat every faction with different elements, depends on the style and the build you're going for. V stands for how you proc 10 stacks of viral. Viral is meta because every enemy in the game has HP, so 10 stacks 325% more damage to their HP. S, stripping enemies armor, reduce their damage reduction, you deal higher damage. Now, of course, in Warframe there is many ways you can do same things or different things. There is a lot of variety in the game. So here you go. You can see the sheet right here. It can help you maneuver around the methods I show today, how I proc viral and armor strip, to find your own style. As in Warframe, as I said, you can do things in many different ways, but the results almost always the same. The reason we go for level cap is because enemies scale on EHP, effective hit points. The higher level they are, the more health, shield, and overguard they has. So I want to test the weapon at level cap without boosters, without Riven, because I can't expect you to have a Riven. Even if you have the same, the grades will not be the same, and you don't want to invest your platinum, and maybe you will doubt the build if it has a Riven, that it functions like that only with a Riven. That's why I take Riven into level cap. He's not my main, but he is my weapon show case Warframe, as I don't need to worry about survivability. I need to show the weapon performing, and Revenant has nothing to do with killing enemies. Now, my method of DVS, D will come from the Machete Wraith, that's obvious. Now, 2 Emerald Archon Shards to push the stacks of Corrosive from 10 to 14 to armor strip enemies, as I'm using Tempest Barrage Hydroid Subsumable Helmet ability, as it procs Corrosive. Then with this Emerald Archon Shards, it strips. Also with the Augment, it procs Viral, and you get the V and S in one ability. Now, when it comes to the Excalibur, you can just use Arcane Fury. I am not going to use Arcane Strike here, but you can replace it instead of Fury. And I'm not going to use any aura. Maybe you're using something specific like Brief Respite for Shield Gate or whatever, so it doesn't make sense. And also I use one Arcane, as the second one will be Aegis, Energize. I don't know what you're going to be playing at. Now, when it comes to the companion, I'll be using Nautilus. This is the build. Cordon to pull, Vacuum for the loot, Assault to attack, Guardian is the wrong build. Cordon to pull, Duplex for the clones, Assault to attack, Vacuum for the loot, Manifold for more Cordon, Shield, Armor, Health, and then Fire Rate. That doesn't go with the weapon, it's just for primary and secondary. Tenacious Bond for critical damage, 120%, 1.2x if you're doing some math. Verglass Prime is the weapon I use, but you need a Riven for it for critical chance to reach the 50% threshold. If you don't have Verglass Prime Riven, Prime Laser Lifer and Volclock will do the job for you. Now, you can use Compressor Prime for priming, and you get the V and S, and Magnetic Extra for Overguard, 325% more damage to that, and Shields. But up to you. Now, this is the Machete build. Sundering Weave for the stance. Dreamer's Wrath to activate Tenukai. Tenukai is a sword will pop on your screen. When you perform a heavy attack, it will be free of combo multiplier. Also, the Dreamer's Wrath will increase that sword to pop by 50%, and when you perform a heavy attack during Tenukai, it will be increased by 32% critical damage. Organ Shatter for critical damage. Primate Smite Organ is multiplicative faction mode. You want to replace it every time you're fighting a different faction. Now, if you don't like that, you can just replace it with Primate Pressure Point or a good Riven that if you have. Blood Rush for critical chance stacks with combo multiplier. Primate Fury for attack speed. Voltaic Strike for electricity and statue chance. Galvanized Elementalist is multiplicative statue damage, and this is multiplicative, so dip in, and we're gonna be killing them all, baby. And also you got Galvanized Steel for critical chance, but that's not the reason we're using it. We're using it because the 1.2 critical damage increase comes with a perk. Condition Overload, the more statues you have on the enemies, the more melee damage you'll be dealing. Melee Influence on melee electricity, that's what we're modding here for. The elements you have on that enemy that procced by your machete, you will be transferred to all enemies within 20-meter radius. the physical slash impact puncture, they will not be traveling with that. Only, for example, if you buff the weapon with specific element, but only electricity for now will be moving and transferring to all enemies around. And electricity, multiplicative, and things get really crazy really fast. Now, if you're a new player and you're watching this and you're freaking out about the mods, simple. Every primed mod, it has a normal variant, okay? So you can just go for normal Smite Hurricane, normal Fury, and you'll be good to go. Now, but you're not gonna go for normal Fury, you will be going for Berserker Fury instead, and you'll be fine. Now, the Galvanized Elementals and Galvanized Steel, they're very easy to get. You just go to Arbiters of Hexes, and you just, after you do some arbitration for Vitus Essence, Arbiters of Hexes, first NPC to the left, you're good to go. And that's pretty much it. So that's for the new players. Now, if you have a Riven with multiplicative damage to faction, Primed Smart Hurricane, what you replace. If you have a Riven with attack speed, Primed Fury is what you replace. If you have a Riven with electricity, Voltaic Strike is what you replace. And let me know in the comments below what's your Riven so I can help you place it right here. And when I say if you have a Riven with, means it has, for example, CCCD prime Hurricane damage, CCCD electricity, and CCCD, let's say, attack speed. And that's what I mean exactly. Now, we're not going to be using the old school of Naramon. What we're going to be doing instead, thanks to the E for the latest update of the arc guns, we're going to run one primary dexterity and secondary dexterity on your arc gun, and it will affect our combo and stuff. So let's go for some show. We're going to summon twice enemies. Once we're going to do it for against the heavy corrupted gunners, level 230. Okay, we get once we just get our 12 combo multiplier. The second one we'll just like kill them out with full DVS. Now I'm not using DVS at all, so it's just like the weapon just killing them out, and easy as that. I mean, the weapon will not struggle killing any enemy at any level, so there you go. And a lot of Thanos sleeping on this weapon as they think it's really bad, it's awful, and that. I am here to prove that Warframe has a lot of variety. It's just you have to try it out. I mean, sticking to meta is good for views, but I need to make sure that I deliver all the weapon builds in my channel, so it's like, that's my legacy, right? giving Thanos all the builds in the channel. So let's go. Now we're gonna go for full DVS. I mean, they didn't stand a chance without it, so let's see how they'll do with it. I mean, it's just like, it's just gone. Now let's summon the Manic, as the Manic, the new favorite Thanos. They keep asking me, Hank, please keep showing the Manic during the videos, as the Manic has the highest EHP on Simulacrum. So here we go, boom. As you can see, the dexterity working really good. And we're not using the Grunier multiplicative damage, so this is like with the Hurricane multiplicative damage, which is the wrong multiplicative damage mode. So yeah, my opinion on the Machete, it's a really powerful weapon. I honestly never like used the Machete pretty much. My community was joking, asking me, Hang, why don't you make the Machete since you're making all the builds goes for Rebel Cap? So I said, yeah, why not? So I checked the weapon and I was surprised, as you will be surprised now watching this. It's really good and really powerful. So if you want to help the channel reaches more Thanos, hit that like, helps a lot with the algorithm. Subscribe, turn notification on for my future videos, and don't forget always to join my Discord. You can DM me, you can check with my community, you can ask questions if you need to, and it's easier for me on Discord to respond rather than I mean, the comments in YouTube, I respond to them, but it takes me time because there is a lot of videos, a lot of people commenting, but I really appreciate your comments and I read all the comments. I want to say special thanks to Hall of members, special VIPs, and this video donator, Hall of donations, and everyone in my community, and I'll see you guys next time.